What you've got to be aware is the answer comes with the question. You couldn't have a question without an answer. It's the opposite side of the same thing. It'd be like there'd be no inside to this room without an outside to the room. The inside and the outside are connected. Well, so is the question and the answer. I always say that Webster said that a rhetorical question is a question without an answer. That's a statement, it's not a question at all. Now think, every question has an answer. And what we've got to understand is we've got to be quiet and let the answer come to us. This is where we put ourselves in a calm state. And we've got the ability to do that. All the knowledge, all the power is 100% evenly present, all places at the same time. That's got to be within me. So as I start to understand that, my world starts to change. Now, I know I'm a spiritual being. Where is spirit? Spirit's omnipresent. Spirit's everywhere. There's nowhere where spirit is not. If you ask the theologian, they'll tell you spirit is. That's as far as they can go. They can't tell you anything else. That is it. If you go and ask the scientist, what's energy? Energy is, that's it. Is the cause and effect of itself, is 100% evenly present, all places at the same time, is neither created nor destroyed. Well, spirit is omnipresent. We are spiritual beings. If spirit's omnipresent, there's a part of us that's omnipresent. You can mentally be wherever you want to be. And you can go there because you are a creative being. You know, when we stop and really let ourselves get into the power that we've been endowed with, it's mind-boggling. Now, we live in a physical body. Most people say they're having a spiritual experience. No, you're having a physical experience. You moved into the body and you're going to move out of it. Birth and death are just transitions. We've got it so mixed up. We're excited when the baby's born and we cry when the baby dies. Birth and death are exactly the same thing. It's a transition. You moved into your body, you move out of your body. But there's no such thing as death. A body in a coffin is not dead. If it was dead, it would never move, and it does move. It's moving so fast it appears to be still. Otherwise, it would never turn into dust. So you see, our problem is we don't think. We just listen to people and go blah, 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 and wander around like nomads. We got to start thinking. We've got to realize there's something magnificent about us. We have been endowed with something no other form of life has been endowed with. An intellect, perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, intuition. Our perception. If you got a problem and you can't solve it, write it out. Write the problem out in as much detail as possible. Write it out so that if I picked it up and read it, I would see the problem exactly the way you're looking at it. It's written that clear. Put it in the center of a table or your desk. Sit down and look at it and then say, now, is that problem in me or is it on the paper? And you mentally work at it until you get it out of you and get it on the paper. Then go sit at the other side of the table and wonder how Proctor would look at this. Wonder how Sandy would look at this. How would Earl Nightingale look at this? You know, how would Edison look at this? How would Henry Ford look at this? Mentally get into their energy and look at it and say, how would they see it? Then go sit somewhere else and say, how would Andrew Carnegie look at this? Mentally stay there and play with it, and then go sit somewhere else. What are you doing? You're shifting your perception. I love the way Wayne put it, Wayne Dyer. He said, when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. Of course, that's your perception. You're giving that. That's a mental faculty. Use it. We say our perception is our reality, but you can change your perception. Therefore, you can change your reality. Let's understand, we should be learning this as little kids in kindergarten. Listen, you can teach a child to read before they can talk. You say, well, you couldn't do that. Well, you probably wouldn't then, but you can. You can teach a child anything. I had an associate over in Kuala Lumpur, a little boy, 4 years old, could speak 4 languages fluently. They thought nothing of it. Where I come from, we have a difficult time learning one language. Why? It's our environment. It's the way we're surrounded. It's the way we're programmed. Now, the intellect, it's how you use your intellect that dictates your emotional state. And we find ourselves saying, she makes me so mad. She didn't make you mad at all. She had nothing to do with it. He really upsets me. No, he doesn't. It's your intellect that did it all. It's how you see it. Take that coin. Carry the coin in your purse or your pocket. Just rub it. The coin's symbolic of life. There's a rough side and a smooth side. Take it out. Take it out and put it in your hand. Take it, rub it. Let me see it for a minute, Andrews. Yeah. Just rub it. You see one side's smooth, the other side's rough. Well, that's like life. You know, the smooth side, that's the side that operates by law. You get dealing with that side, Nina, Everything just is cool, man. It just works so beautiful. Look at this. Wow, what a roll. Okay? Look at the other side. That's where you're letting the environment. You're letting him or her, or it or them, whatever's going on outside, upset you. It's controlling you. You let the environment control you, you're going to lose. Let the other side work with law, you're going to win. That's the way it works. Now look at, you use your intellect and it dictates your emotional state. You can keep yourself in a great state. That's what attitude is. I was saying, Sandy, the other day, a thing that I've been working on diligently is keeping my attitude the same regardless of what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. I've been looking at it, and I will not let it upset me. And if I find myself going that way a little bit, I'll pull myself right back again. And you know something? I'm getting really good at it because I plan to do that when I start to do this. Now, of course, I've done this many times. I'm just a lot better at it now than I used to be, but I've been working at it for 58 years. You don't have to work at it for 58 years to get good at it. You can start right now and say, I'm going to master that. I'm going to get to a point where I don't care what happens, I'm not going to let it upset me. Now, I've been working with Phil, coaching Phil for 20 years. Phil's getting really good at that. He'll phone me about something, he'll probably got to talk to you. And like that, his attitude on it changes. We just talk for a second. I don't get as many calls as I used to get from him. You know why? He doesn't call me, he knows what to do, and he does it. It's amazing how it works. Would you agree, Phil? It's absolutely amazing. And you know, you keep that right and everything works right. You can control your attitude. How do we do that? Well, we've got these mental faculties. We don't live through our senses. You don't go by what you hear, see, smell, taste, touch. You're letting the outside world control you then. You let the inside control you. Let the inside control you. We're going to give you another one of those coins tomorrow where it's upside down, inside out. You go from the higher to the lower. Don't go from the lower to the higher. Most people go from the lower. They let the physical control the mental. You can't win doing that. That's a dumb game. That's what most people do. They let their bank account dictate their financial situation. It's a silly thing to do. Now, you're a spiritual being. You have an intellect, and you live in a physical body. Well, the physical body expresses the emotions. The emotion is a vibration. The emotion is a feeling. Conscious awareness of vibration. We become consciously aware of the vibration. And you can perform magic when you get this down right. You really get thinking about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We put a lot of good information up here, and it causes everything in your life to get better. If you'd like us to notify you every time we put a new video up, hit subscribe and then turn on notification. Check out all our videos, and we will notify you when we put a new one up.